My longer term 1 to 2 year price target is substantially higher than that. All right, welcome to Talking Investing. I am Tom. This is not financial advice. We're here to talk about all things investing, although this week it seems like all we're talking about is Bitcoin and the Bitcoin miners. So this is another Bitcoin miner update. So let's start off by just running through the Bitcoin miners and seeing where they're at. It's about 2:15 on Friday, so there's just a little less than 2 hours left of trading, and Bitcoin seems to be making a move right now. So I wanted to do a video and go through that and talk about what's happening. Let's run through the miners. So first thing is Bitcoin is down 2% on the day. Bitfarms is down 2.84%. HUT is down 3.63%. Marathon is down 2.12%. RIOT is down 0.75%. CleanSpark is up 2.05%. Digital is down 0.71%. Hive Blockchain is down 1.72%. And our new addition, Greenidge, is down 4.6%, just popped to 5.1% on the day. It is a red day across the board with the exception of CleanSpark. So let's take a look at the Bitcoin chart. Okay, so this is picking up where we left off. Again, I don't make any new lines on this unless it's together with you guys during a video. So let's take a look at what's happened. This was the 13th. We bottomed out at 44,000. And then you can see we really kind of went straight up here for a couple days, up to this long-term yellow line I've had here at $48,067. So we went straight from the bottom at 44,000, which has been very strong support, to the top at 48,000, which I think is looking like it's turning into some short-term resistance. So that was move number one. Okay, so you'll see at 11 o'clock on Wednesday, we ran up to this $48,000 point. Since then, so that's basically Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Since then, we have been stuck in a very tight range. 48,000 has been a pretty significant line of resistance. We did pop above it right here for a second and then right here for a bit. But by and large, 48,000 has represented resistance over the past 3 days. Again, these are very short-term charts. We're just looking to see what Bitcoin is doing in the short term because of the direct correlation it has to the Bitcoin miners. Although this week we're going to look at the fact that that has not held up very strong. So if we take a look right here, I just drew a green circle. This was about 1 o'clock today. So from 1 o'clock until 2:30, we had quite a red bunch of candles. This is the 15-minute candle chart. So each one of these lines represents 15 minutes. So this is a very close-up view of Bitcoin. You'll see in the last hour and a half, it went straight down. This purple line, which we just drew this week at 47,370, had been proving to be pretty effective support until now. So it has broken a little bit below that in the past, but this run over the last hour and a half, we just pretty much ran down, and you'll see this brand new green candle touched our green line at 46,743. That is the line that I have been talking about as support. That has been a stronger line of support. That is the line that I am looking at as support for over the weekend. So I don't have a crystal ball. As you all know, Bitcoin does what it does. I think we've had a pretty good handle on our chart over the last several days, but at some point it will do something that we don't suspect. In the meantime, I'm looking for it to hold 46,743, which is the green line. I am still bullish on Bitcoin. I say that pretty much in every video. That doesn't mean that it's going to go up every single day. You've seen the fluctuations. You know how this goes. We just had a flash crash a week and a half ago, so anything can happen. But given business as usual, I think we're likely to hold this $46,000 line and move back up over the weekend. Bitcoin sometimes, and this is not every weekend, but there is a trend where on Friday afternoon, it seems like we have a sell-off into the close of the market on Friday, and then Bitcoin makes some kind of run over the weekend. So I'm going to go a little bit out on a limb. I think we are going to make a run on the weekend, and I think it's going to be a run to the upside. So again, I don't have a crystal ball, please don't make any financial decisions based on that. That's what my gut is telling me when I look at this chart. So I do want to add one line over the weekend. We did this last weekend. We added 2 short-term purple lines that these are really 1-week trading lines of support and resistance. I delete those every week together with you on this video, and we set up new ones. So it's Friday afternoon. I want to set up a purple line for the weekend. Okay, so I've added a line here at about 48,493, so call it 48,500. You're going to see that we touched that right here, we touched it again right here, we touched it again right here, and we really haven't gotten close to it since then. This was at 2 o'clock in the morning on September 16th, so we have not been back up to that line since then. However, I think it's an important line because it did prove to be, in addition to 48,000 being resistance, more specifically, that 48,500 was a short-term absolute top over the course of the last week. So you can see we've already gone down and tested this green line right here during this video at 46,743. I'm going to maintain that for the weekend. That's my line of support that I will be looking at, and I'm looking for a move up. I would like to see this get past the $48,000 yellow line, but in addition to that, because it hung on to that line for so many days, I think we really need to see it break above the purple line at around 48,500 in order to confirm that we're in a move outside of this trading range that we have been stuck in. I'm looking for that to happen over the weekend. So I'm just going to show my yellow line that I have now been talking about for several weeks. We did hit this prior to the flash crash a week and a half ago. I have a yellow line of $51,415. That remains my short-term price target. And by short-term, I mean the next 1 or 2 weeks. So I don't know that it's going to get there over the weekend, but what I would hope to happen is that we see some activity here like this, and we test this line of support and start heading up somewhere by the time we start trading on Monday. So that's the action I'm looking for Bitcoin over the weekend. Obviously, we don't know what will happen. This green line of support at 46,700 is very important. If it doesn't hold that, then I'm maintaining my very strong line of support at 44,000. I don't think we're going to go test that, but if it does start to trend downwards, I think those are some lines of support that I have some high level of confidence in. I want to show you a quick look at some divergence between Bitcoin and the Bitcoin mining stocks, because this is something I think needs to correct itself. Okay, so this chart shows CleanSpark, RIOT, Bitfarms, Marathon, and Hut8 graphically charted against the progress of Bitcoin, which is the line that you'll see at the top of the screen. So each one of these other lines is showing each Bitcoin miner's movement relative to the movement of Bitcoin over the course of just this week. So right now, even after a big downturn over the last 2 hours, Bitcoin is up about 5% on the week. You'll see all of the miners, other than CleanSpark, which is having a green day today, and that is putting it 0.6% up for the week. All the other miners are down on the week. So this is an unusual week where the Bitcoin is outperforming all of the miners. This is something that I believe will correct itself. Usually the reverse of this is true. So there is one in particular I want to point out that seems to be dramatically underperforming this week. It's one that I have a high level of conviction in, so I have added to this position almost every single day this week. And that is, you're going to see a yellow line, and that is Bitfarms. So Bitfarms is down 8.66% on the week. This is the same week where Bitcoin is up 5.3%. So there's really no new news on Bitfarm this week, and there's no reason for it to be underperforming so dramatically. You are going to see a line right below that, a purplish line, which represents HUT. Now, HUT is down 11.43% on the week, but they just did what ended up being a $173 million stock issuance. So they diluted their shares somewhere in the neighborhood of 14 or 15%. So for them to take an 11% move to the downside versus a 5% move to the upside, that's a 16% difference versus Bitcoin. So that actually makes some sense based on the stock dilution that they just did. Having said that, they raised $173 million. I will be doing a video on Hut 8, giving you my thoughts on them diluting their stock and raising $173 million. Bitfarms and Hut 8 seem to trade in sympathy with each other. So I believe that Bitfarms is down this week 8.66% as a sympathy trade. And you will see that their lines on this chart look very, very similar. Let's quickly take a look at a couple of charts. So the first stock I want to look at is CleanSpark. CleanSpark is the only green stock on the day today. And you will see that we have had a green line of support at $12.44. It did hold this line right here over the last few days, and it's now breaking to the upside. So I'm zooming in a little. Our line of support's at $12.44. We're at $12.96 right now, so somewhere in the $13 neighborhood. I have a line of what I think is going to turn into support at $13.66, and then I have a green line at $15.68. That line traces back to August 9th, where CleanSpark was trading on that day. So to me, it looks like CleanSpark has gotten beat up. They reported earnings and they gave some bonuses. People were very upset about it. They've been getting beat up for the better part of the last month. I think they have found their bottom. In my opinion, this is way, way underpriced. So my short-term price target is $15.68. My longer-term 1 to 2 year price target is substantially higher than that. The other one I wanted to take a look at is Bitfarms. This blue line at $5.35 dates back to August 17th. So that is 1 month ago. So for the last month, that has been a very rock-solid line of support. Today, it broke below that. I don't see any news or any reason why it would be breaking through that line of support. To me, this has pretty much just been a straight line down this week for no reason, in my opinion. So again, these are all buying opportunities for me. So I wanted to show you what I'm doing with these stocks. I think Bitfarms is way oversold. I think CleanSpark is way oversold. So those are the two stocks that I think have the most upside potential in the very short term, maybe heading into next week. So those are my thoughts on Bitcoin and the Bitcoin miners. Best of luck over the weekend, and I will see you in the next video.